Hi everyone, Brianna here. Grab a cup of coffee and let's have a chat today. If you are a CXO, a founder, or a purchasing director in the seafood industry, you know that right now margins are tighter than ever. You are constantly fighting this three-way battle between keeping prices down, keeping the quality up, and making sure your supply chain doesn't break. Today, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, your sourcing strategy. Specifically, the endless debate between buying through a middleman like a trader or a broker versus buying a factory direct. I've seen a lot of factories aggressively attack brokers, saying they are just stealing margins. But let's be completely honest with each other today. That's not the whole truth. There's a time to use a broker and there's a time to drop them. The secret to your profit margin is to know exactly when to make that switch. Let's start by giving credit where credit is due. Traders and brokers are not the bad guys. In fact, they have a fantastic business model and they provide a very real service. If you are a relatively young seafood brand, or maybe you are testing out the brand new market, let's say you want to try importing Vietnamese black tiger shrimp for the first time, but you only need 2 panels. You don't need a whole container. In that scenario, a broker is your best friend. They speak your language, they handle the local negotiations, and they deal with the massive paperwork. And most importantly, they can consolidate the mixed panels. They can put some squid, some fish, and a little bit of shrimp into one container for you. During this testing phase, the 10% or 15% markup that the broker charges, that is totally fair. You are paying for convenience, risk mitigation, and logistics. They earn that money. So if you are currently buying small volumes, keep your broker. You need them. But here is where the story changes. What happens when your brand takes off? What happens when you are no longer buying 2 pallets, but you are buying 20, 30, or 50 containers a year? You are spending millions of dollars on imported seafood. And suddenly the rules of the game change. That 10% or 15% markup is no longer a convenience fee. It becomes an invisible tax. If you are spending $2 million a year, you are effectively paying $200,000 to $300,000 to someone who doesn't own a factory, doesn't own the freezing equipment, and doesn't peel the shrimp. They own a laptop and a phone. And as a scales, keeping the middleman is no longer as an option. It is your best margin strategy, but it's not just about the money. When you buy massive volumes through a broker, you actually introduce 2 massive risks into your supply chain: the quality and the traceability. Let's talk about the quality first. To fill a huge order, a broker often has to source from factory A, factory B, and factory C. Sometimes they buy frozen shrimp, thaw it out to repackage it under your brand, and then freeze it again. There is a dreaded double frozen trap. Double freezing destroys the cellular structure of the shrimp. When your retail customer takes it at home and cooks it, it's mushy, it loses its natural sweetness, and in retail, if the family dinner is ruined, they are not coming back to your brand. And now, put my legal hat for the second. Let's talk about the traceability. The European Union and the US FDA have ruthless food safety laws. If a broker mixes batches from 3 different factories into one container, the traceability chain is a mess. If an EU customs inspector tasks a random boss at the port in Rotterdam and finds a trace of an unauthorized antibiotic, your entire mixed container gets rejected, and the broker makes the batches, but you take the financial hit. It's a PR and legal nightmare. This is exactly why the biggest, most successful seafood buyers eventually graduate to a direct-to-factory battleship. When you go direct, you take back control. First, you instantly reclaim that 15% margin. That money goes straight back to your bottom line, allowing you to be more competitive on the supermarket shelf. Second, you guarantee quality. You get single frozen seafood because a good factory controls the raw material. They process it fresh and freeze it exactly one time, only one time. The texture is crisp. The flavor is perfect. And finally, you get a legal shield. You get 100% clean, unmixed, transparent traceability. If customs asks for paperwork, you hand them a flawless profile showing exactly which pond that shrimp came from. Actually, I am incredibly passionate about this because this isn't just theory to me. This is what my family does every single day. Down in Cà Mau, Vietnam, which is the absolute heart of the premium shrimp farming region, my family owns and operates our own processing factory. We literally sit just 40 to 60 minutes away from the farming ponds. We buy the shrimp alive, we process it immediately, and we single freeze it to perfection. We handle the strict EU, US, and UK compliance in-house, so our international partners can sleep well at night, knowing their supply chain is safe and their margins are protected. So here is my question to the leaders watching this. Where is your business at right now? Are you still in the mixed palace phase where a broker makes sense? Or have you reached the scale where it's time to take back your margin and go direct? If you are ready to upgrade your supply chain, send me a message. Let's have a transparent conversation. We're bringing premium legally safe Vietnamese seafood straight from our Cà Mau factory to your doors. And I'm Brianna. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you a highly profitable quarter ahead.